Hello and welcome. I hope you can hear me. So if you can hear me, just type hi or type hashtag live. We are back again with another exciting episode of Meet the Coach. Just making sure that there are no sound or technical glitches. So if you can hear me, I want you guys to type hi or type hashtag live. For those watching us on replay, I want you guys to type hashtag replay. And also do let us know where you guys are joining us from. I'd love to know where you guys are. Today, we are here with an amazing and a massively successful coach, somebody who I've been interacting for last quite few months, and what this guest is doing is really amazing. So, just making sure that you are able to hear me. If you can, please type hi. That'll be great. So let me just make few settings so that I make sure that this is public and everybody can see it and share it. So my guest today is integrative health coach. She has done some amazing certification, and I mean, she's been doing this for last 20 years. And I mean, I think even I don't have, enough word to cover her expertise. So what I'll do is I'll just immediately invite, and I'll let them tell us more about what amazing things they have done or what they are doing. So please allow me to introduce my guest, amazing coach Anne Crook. Hey
Thank
Anne, can you
you.
hear us?
Yes, I can. It's great to be here, Deal. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you taking time out and being on the show.
Thank you. I'm really grateful to be here.
Yeah. This is something, what I'm trying is to invite some amazing coaches and those who are massively successful and have an amazing career like you. And you've been doing this for 20 years. So it's something, my audience are mostly coaches and consultants. So those among them, those who are starting out, we want to learn from your journey, how you have done this. So that's the reason why I've started this show called Meet the Coach. So I formally welcome you to the show, and I just want to jump in right away and ask. Can you tell us more about yourself, what you do, how you get into this?
That's a good question. $1 million question, right? Um,
Yeah.
so currently, I'm a certified health and wellness coach through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I received my certification back in 2012. And I'm also a holding space consultant with the Institute for the Study of Birth, Breath, and Death, an amazing
Hmm.
institute with about 700 members. And I hold space for people moving through grief and loss and significant life change and help them integrate the emotional aftermath of a traumatic experience. But a little bit of background. How did I get into health coaching? Well, about, I would say, almost 20 years ago, back in 2003, I was working in a teen pregnancy program in Denver, Colorado, and I was the case manager of about 30 pregnant and parenting teens on my caseload, and I got into childbirth doula work. And I was kind of burning the candle at both ends. And after doing that work for a number of years, I went through a breakdown in my own health and stress. And I started to see that in childbirth, when a woman hits this third stage of labor called transition, when she's about to birth the baby, it's a very difficult and excruciating process to go through because the contractions get very tight. And I started noticing the correlation between that part of labor, which is, I can't do this anymore, I'm overwhelmed, when you're about to make that breakthrough, I started seeing that correlation with my own health and how my health had broken down from a number of stressors in my life at that time, and started seeing that we can either go through life holding on tight and contracted, or we can let go and surrender, and boom, the baby's born. Not that simple in actual labor and delivery, but when we think about the transitions we move through in life and how we learn to let go with greater ease versus dis-ease of holding on tight, I feel like that was my own journey of healing that I've gone through to allow me to, support other people.
Wow, that's amazing, and how you've explained and built the connection. So that's amazing. So can you tell us a bit about, I mean, the later phase? I mean, where you are right now with in terms of what you're doing, and I mean, this is another very common question that I get to ask every guest that I have. That I mean, there must be this journey, few years. I mean, for few years that you've been doing, but then there was this COVID happening last year, and that
Mm-hmm.
has changed everything for everyone. Most, at least most of the guests that we have, they all, I think all of them have to pivot, or they have to make changes. So, I mean, just before COVID, how things were for you, and after that, I mean, how that changed. Yeah.
Yes. So before COVID, I was working in a hospital here in Nashville, Tennessee, where I was working for 11 years. And I've worked in healthcare for the past 20 years and all assets of healthcare. But besides being a health coach, I'm also a Spanish medical interpreter. And so I've worked
Wow.
in hats, a certified Spanish medical interpreter. So I work with doctors and patients all day, every day. Interpreting between these two languages. And I had a part-time job at the hospital and was doing my work. And then I was doing my health coaching business on the side as a side gig. But then COVID happened, and everything shut down. All interpreters were sent home. There was no like on-site work for about 6 months. And I was suddenly, quarantined at home, and thought, my gosh, I'm going to have to figure out how to do this differently. So, I realized this is a wonderful opportunity to put my heart and my passion for supporting people to create thriving health front and center. And rather than making it a side gig, I now wanted to really grow my business and see this as an opportunity. So that's what I've been doing all year, and, joined the wonderful V-Team community with you. And I've been networking with other entrepreneurs and just learning all the ins and outs of creating an online business. So,
Wow, that's awesome. I think pandemic and this COVID has shown really, I mean, the important how important it is to, I think, be adaptable and flexible about changing times and changing situation, and those who can do that really survive. So can you tell us a bit about what sort of projects you're working on right now with this, new business that you, I think, now are fully giving full time. So can you tell us a bit about that?
yes, I'm really excited. I am actually launching a support group starting next Thursday, April 22nd. It will be meeting from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday evenings for 6 weeks. And it's called Thresholds, Navigating Life Changes. Another holding space consultant from this institute that I'm part of and I are going to be co-facilitating this group together. We currently just have a few spots left, and we'd love to fill our group. And we're going to limit it to 12 people, 12 special people, because we really want it to be a safe, intimate space for those that are needing the support. And we're going to be holding space for people that are moving through a significant life change, and they're just not feeling the same. They might be dealing with grief or loss. They might be dealing with a shift in identity, or a divorce, or a breakup, or a health challenge, a major life diagnosis. Whatever they're moving through, we are, our intention is to create that safe healing space where they can not only find like-minded people that, as we heal in community, but really help them to integrate what threshold they're moving through. So
That's really amazing. So I mean, like you said, somebody who's going through a life change or a major um, major life change, and this support group is for that. Can you share a bit about the background of this, that how this idea came up? And I mean, you did mention that who this is for, but I mean, what those who can, or those who might be interested in that, what is it that they should be expecting from this?
Oh, that's a great question. So this threshold support group is part of this wonderful institute that I have been trained as a consultant with. It's called the Institute for the Study of Birth, Breath, and Death. And the founder of this institute is Amy Wright Glenn. And like I was saying earlier, we have around 700 to 800 members all over the world. And it's a wonderful place to really hold space for these thresholds in life, whether it be birth, breath, or death. It's all part of the same spectrum. And so this group came to be because my colleague and I, Heather Tolley, will be running this group with me. And she is works as a hospital chaplain. And she's also a coach like myself. And we both just really, in the heart of our work, it's to help people shift from surviving a major life event that often can include grief and loss to thriving. So it's looking at how can I help to see this threshold I'm moving through, no matter how difficult, as an opportunity to become better than ever because of it. So when we were thinking about, what kind of support group do we want to launch, we came up with the idea of thresholds because we both could really relate to moving through big transitions in our own lives. And so we just kind of joined forces and said, let's create this group.
You just mentioned, I mean, you guys can relate more to it because you've been through some big transition in your life, and you've built that system while going through that. So and because I mean, we've been interacting for quite some time, so I know you have an amazing, inspiring story about that. So would you want to talk about that and share a bit about that experience that you had?
Thank you. Yes. So when I think about a big threshold I've moved through recently, COVID was obviously a threshold for many of us, and that I could definitely say COVID has been a threshold for me. However, an even bigger threshold for me was 3 years ago this month. I was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer, and it really shook me at the core. I was already a certified health and wellness coach and had been, kind of living and breathing a healthy lifestyle for years, but I had some blind spots that I hadn't really looked at. And one of those was detoxification, and looking at how am I detoxing all of the toxins in our environment that come in every day through the environment, and how am I giving my body a reset? So that was really difficult. And, I had to go through treatment, and then really decided after I got through some of the surgery and the traditional treatment I did. Fortunately, I never had to have chemotherapy, and I'm very grateful I never even had to, decide about that. It wasn't medically indicated in my case. However, I did decide going forward, I'm going to go completely holistic and create a healing mindset so I can actually thrive from this. And I will honestly say now, 3 years later, because it was just this week that I went through this 3 years ago, that I'm doing better than ever because of it. And I've created a healing mindset from the experience. And I actually feel like I'm better off now post-cancer than I was before that experience. So, that's an example of how you can use adversity to actually transform your life for the better. And
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, ironically, I was having dinner last night outside on a patio with a girlfriend, and I ran into my surgeon that did the lumpectomy. And it was really wonderful to see her 3 years later and to be smiling and just talking about other stuff, and just realize that we were past that event.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm sure. I mean, this is what you went through is really huge, and I think this is one of those. Events that you've been talking about. But I think even small events or something like that, these are, often I've seen in my experience. I mean, although nothing that big, but events like these really, I mean, in sometimes these really became an opportunity to start something or take us on a path or on a journey which is totally different than what we were having. So yeah, just one quick question. I mean, because this group, I mean, threshold, and it's more about those who are experiencing that. But you mentioned one very important thing in your journey, in your experience, that you said you've been living a life which is a very healthier lifestyle, but you mentioned that there were a few blind spots. So, I mean, is this group specifically for those who are going through something where they have identified something, or even those who are really into living healthy lifestyle, and if they want to make sure that they don't have any blind spot, is this for them as well? I mean, or I mean, how you want to who is it that you are targeting for this program?
Oh, that's a great question, Adil. Thank you. So this group, I would not say is a health coaching group. This group is more about holding space for thresholds and supporting people to tune into the body's wisdom, to really integrate their emotions that are coming up for them, which might include grief, and to really help them make deeper meaning of that experience. So it's not a health coaching group, although somebody that's dealing with a health challenge or a life-altering diagnosis like I did is certainly welcome, but it's also open to anybody going through a life change that could just use the support of a community right now.
Mhm. Okay. Well, thank you for clarifying that. And let me just share. I mean, this is starting on April 22nd, and I believe this is a 6 week program, and it happens only on Thursdays. Is that correct?
That's right. It's Thursday evenings.
Thursday evening, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that would be, I think, 4 to 7, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
That's right.
And is it like a live Zoom event, or how? I mean, how is it? Those who register for this, they are going to get videos of it, or they have to attend a call, or what's the format of this program?
Okay, right. So we'll be, holding space every Thursday evening for 6 weeks, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, and it will be live. It will be a Zoom link, so we'll all be in the live Zoom room together. It will be 12 group members, and then Heather and myself, so 14 of us total. And, we'll be holding space for everyone's experience. There's definitely a format we'll be going through. People will get a chance to go around the group and share what threshold's coming up for them. We have some reflection questions that the group will hold space for. We have, an opening and a closing ritual. And every group, every different evening will have sort of a different topic. And that's the special secret. So I don't want to share the entire, description of the group, but definitely everyone will have a chance to share their story, their threshold, and be well supported in that process. Now, if
Okay.
people are,
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, if people are not able to make one of the groups live, then they will be recorded and they will have an opportunity to hear the recording. Although being there live is certainly encouraged, because that's where the deep support happens.
Yeah. And I just wanted to share. I mean, this is. Can you please check this is the correct registration link? Although I just request, this is streaming live as well. So if you can just share the link on the thread, so it will help those who want to reach out and register for this. But this is the link that they can use to register for this event, and also this is your email. They can reach out to you via email.
Yes.
Okay, and let's talk about, I mean, how much is the investment for this? I mean, for the 6 week program.
So the investment for the 6 week program is $120 for the entire 6 weeks. It's a great deal.
Wow.
So that includes basically, 2 hours every Thursday evening for 6 weeks. So, I mean, it's a screaming deal, actually. And, we are really excited to launch this group and to make it affordable for people. I do realize a lot of people are struggling right now with COVID, and finances have been tough for a lot of people. so here's a wonderful opportunity to get that healing support in a community.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think this is very important that, uh, I mean, this is not expensive at all. And this is something that those who are going through something, they are not only just getting you two experts uh, for their support, but it's like it's a group of 12 people who are probably going through a similar experience where they have some big event that has impacted their life. And it's like not only they are getting support from you guys who are the expert, but they are supporting and holding space for each other. So I think it's like a mini community that they are going to build in that. So that really is an awesome deal.
And
So
one thing I was just going to add, Adil, is that I just love facilitating these type of groups because I feel like there's this magic that happens within the group, between the group members, when we're all kind of holding space and seeing our vulnerability is actually our strength, and seeing that that's what connects our humanity. No matter where we're from or what threshold we're going through, we're human, and we share that connection. And so I just love the magic that happens when a group comes together holding that healing intention.
And I think, I mean, you brought something which is also very important. I mean, because this is happening online on Zoom, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not specific to any region. So anyone can join from anywhere. Is that correct? Or you are focusing
Exactly.
on people from any particular region?
No, it's from anywhere. I mean, that's what's so cool. I mean, here we are talking from Nashville, Tennessee, all the way to Pakistan. I mean, it's just amazing how COVID in a way has like opened up my horizons. It's like now we can serve the world. So anybody from anywhere in the world can join us. It will just have to be, good for their, as far as the time, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. If it's in the middle of the night, that might not be ideal, but anywhere in the world, you are welcome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Any parting thoughts?
Well, I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity to share my work with your community. And I would love to encourage anybody to reach out to me. My website is integrativeradiance.com. That's IVE. My email address that Adil just posted is on my website. So if anybody's interested and still has some questions, you still have time. Our group launches on Thursday, the 22nd. Please reach out to me. I also offer private holding space consultations. So even if they can't make the group, but they would love to work privately with me, I would love, love, love to support them.
Yeah, awesome. I think those who are watching right now, and especially those who are going to watch this on replay, I would really request them to at least reach out to her, connect with Anne, and she's very easy to approach and easy to talk to. I think she is going to help you at least have those initial discussion where you are. I think she's somebody who is going to tell you if this is the right fit for you or whatever support you need. She is in a position because I mean, she has 20 years of experience in what so she knows this stuff. So I think it's really important if you are going through something, even, I mean, like you said, pandemic has been such a major event that has happened and has impacted all of us. So if you are thinking that this is the kind of support or there is any support that you are looking for, do reach out to her and talk to her and start a conversation. I think uh, conversations are very important. I think this is how we both got connected and got to know more about each other's work. And I think what she's doing is amazing. So I really encourage you guys to, I mean, at least explore and just connect with her. Thank you very much, Anne, for your time and sharing these insights, sharing us about your journey and how you reach where you are right now. That's amazing. Uh, Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adil, for having me. It's been awesome connecting with you in the V Team community, and I look forward to future collaborations together. And like you said, people can reach out to me and we can just have a conversation and see where it goes and see if there's a good fit for how I can support them. So
Yeah, awesome, awesome. And to our audience, I mean, don't forget to meet us next week with an amazing coach. I have another amazing coach coming up next week. I'll be sharing details, so stay tuned and have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Thanks, everyone.